I'm Kate Williams, my new book is Josephine, and you're watching Book Zone.
So Kate, why was there a need for a biography about Josephine?
I've always wanted to write about Josephine because she's so exciting and so fascinating, and what I really felt hadn't been looked at was how she forced her way to the top with ambition. She really had this way of presenting herself as very gentle and just Napoleon's consort. And what you actually find when you look at her letters, especially a lot of the new ones that have come out, is that she was determined to fight her way to the top, and what she got was things she wanted.
So how did she manage to survive the terror of the French Revolution to become the consort to the Emperor of France?
It's an incredible story. This girl from Martinique, a rather down-at-heel plantation, comes over to France as a very poor marriage, only just survives being executed, her estranged husband is executed, and then comes out to be the great heroine of post-terror France. And what she had was glamour. I mean, she wasn't that beautiful. What she had was glamour and a lot of appeal, but also a determination not to be pushed down, and she was absolutely brilliant at what we call today networking.
She's been depicted in popular culture as a sexual temptress. How important was sex to her rise?
It's really interesting, isn't it? Because on one hand, she's this great temptress. On the other hand, the saying that many people would associate with Josephine is "not tonight, Josephine." But of course, when you look at Napoleon and Josephine's relationship, it was absolutely the opposite of "not tonight." It was "every night," said Napoleon. And he was fascinated by her, and she was a very sexually experienced woman by the time she met him, and he was entranced by many aspects of her sexual pleasure, particularly what he called her zigzags.
Okay, I won't go there.
The mind boggles.
She was a contemporary of Emma Hamilton, Nelson's mistress, of whom you've also written a biography. How do the two women compare?
Both of them were fashion leaders, both of them were style icons, both of them had a shady past that they liked to hide. Both of them weren't the most beautiful, but made people think that they were. But the big difference was that Emma had a child, and she kept hold of Nelson that way. If she hadn't, he may have gone off with someone else. Of course, they weren't married. Napoleon and Josephine couldn't have a child, and in the end, that's why he divorced her.
Do you think her story has any parallels in the modern era? I mean, was she like Carla Bruni, Princess Diana, Madonna? Who?
For the modern day, Josephine is a combination of the Middleton sisters and a pop star like someone like Lady Gaga. The way that she reinvents herself, restyles herself, is constantly wandering around in barely there outfits, and yet at the same time that way with the Middleton sisters that they're perfectly respectable, and somehow they manage to beat their way into the upper echelons of British society, even though that's not where they've come from, and they become incredibly powerful and incredibly influential through simply a way of social networking, and that's what Josephine had too.
You've studied Josephine for a very long time now. Do you like her?
It's been 4 years ever since I set off to Paris and hit the archives trying to find out about Josephine, and I do like her. I think it's incredible the way she succeeded. She fought her way to the top. I love her art collections. I love what she did for roses, for art, for a lot of French culture. At the same time, there are times in which she behaves unforgivably. She sacrifices her daughter, marries her off to a man she hates so Josephine can keep hold of Napoleon, and she turned a blind eye to a lot of Napoleon's atrocities. So on one hand, she is someone to look up to, someone to admire, and yet, like all of us, she has a lot of flaws.
Kate Williams, thank you very much indeed.
Thank you.
The book is Josephine and the author is Kate Williams.